Well, connected to that part, well, Pat from Barhead says, if I suspect drug dealers are operating in my street, either on the street or from a house in my street, what is it I should do?
Well, there's a number of avenues you can take. You can take the classic avenue, which is just to phone the police, and you can ask either for directly just through to a police officer and report the matter, or you can ask for a specific community police officer to discuss those issues face to face, and we'll send someone to come and see you. The other avenue is, of course, through Crime Stoppers, and I'm sure people are aware of that. The telephone number for Crime Stoppers is 0800 555 111, and that's a confidential service. I'm well aware that some people find it difficult, perhaps if there's drug dealing within their own close or close by where they live, and they feel that they might be in some danger, and we're entirely comfortable with people phoning Crime Stoppers and giving us that information. It's slightly less impactful than someone face-to-face telling us. However, it's information that we can then research. We can look at our intelligence database and work out whether or not we have an issue, and we can then direct our resources into it. There's lots of things we can do in terms of drug dealing, but again, we need that call, and we'd be delighted to receive that call.
It's connected to this issue of calling and getting in touch with the police. Ian from Clarkston has said, if you phone the police, you often get a contact centre. Why is this? Surely it's better to speak to someone local in person rather than through some big central call centre.
Yeah. I can understand why people have that view, but when you actually drill down into the nuts and bolts of it, the call centres and the contact centres were set up specifically to allow for efficiency of answering telephone calls. When you look back at the last system, the old system, an awful lot of calls were dropped or weren't answered within timescales, and people then complained they couldn't get hold of the police. I can understand why people want to talk to a local officer, but the facility is there to do that. You contact the generic number, the contact centre will then put you through at your request to a local officer or a local community policing team. It's simply a modern, more efficient way to actually connect people with the police. And it certainly is much more efficient. And I've examined the figures that come through. We're given the figures every month to let us know how often calls are answered, if there are any calls are dropped, and the efficiency has raised quite considerably.
Hopefully that reassures them. Now, Adam from Thornabank, entirely different subject altogether. My daughter is interested in joining the police force, but would like to experience a day in the life of a frontline police officer. Is that possible?
Not really quite in the terms I would imagine that he's thinking of, although we're absolutely delighted when young people, particularly in East Renfrewshire, are interested in joining the police, and we would support and facilitate that as much as we could. It's very difficult to take young people out on the streets, in terms of their own personal health and safety, in terms of the police officers actually being able to do their job but having to look after someone else. That becomes a bit of an issue. What we would prefer to do is put them in touch with local officers, perhaps local probationary officers who have gone through the process recently. There's also the opportunity for them to consider working in the special constabulary, which gives young people an insight into how the police force actually works, allows them to work alongside local officers. They're giving something back to the community, and they're also learning a potential trade at the same time. So there's lots of options, and what I would encourage people to do if they're interested is to contact our recruitment department. And we can do that through ourselves, and we can put them in touch, and we can certainly put them in touch with local officers who will help them out and talk them through the process.
Great. Andy from Giffnock asked a question which is connected to something you've already spoken about, which is about perceptions of young people. He's saying, I'm sick of hearing about folk complaining about all young people being to blame for antisocial behaviour in East Renfrewshire. But his question is, what do the police actually do to engage with young people and ask about their concerns and worries?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's a very valid point. And I think we as professionals have for many years discussed the hard-to-reach groups. How do you actually engage with people that you no longer are? We were all young people at some time, but for some it was a wee while ago. We do an awful lot of quite significant work, particularly through our campus officers. I'm sure you'll be aware that East Rend Council actually have financed 4 separate police officers to work within the local schools. They do some fantastic work, preventative and educational work. But some of the work they do is simply just to engage with young people, with young people's groups, to find out their views, their considerations, their issues, and they bring that back to me and to their line managers, and we can then build into our tasking process and our resource management process means by which we can actually ensure that young people are both protected but also to a certain extent managed. Because I said earlier on, we can't get away from the fact that there is a small nucleus of young people who are committing acts of criminality and antisocial behaviour, but at the same time there's an awful lot of good young people out in East Renfrewshire who are very much excellent citizens and will become in their future excellent citizens, so we have to get that balance, and engagement is absolutely the way to go forward.
Great. Well, the penultimate question comes from Tricia from Eaglesham. She says, why are there not more CCTV cameras in the local area? Surely this is the most effective way to tackle crime.
It's a very effective way to tackle crime, absolutely. It's not the police that manage CCTV, it's the local council. And we're actually very lucky with East Renfrewshire Council with the quality of CCTV cameras that they provide, and the quality of assistance and support that they give to the police. We work very much in partnership with the local CCTV. What people might not be aware of is that East Renfrewshire Council actually fund an opportunity for me to put additional officers out in the street, and they provide me with funding to provide 2 additional cars. Some people might have seen them. It says CCTV response vehicle. It's a normally marked police vehicle, but it says CCTV response vehicle. And on a Friday and Saturday night, I have additional officers out responding to matters that are seen by the CCTV operators who are working for the council. So we've got excellent communication, excellent partnership working, and we find it works well. There's a big debate, and probably not for one such as I to decide whether or not there are cameras everywhere. The bottom line is I'm happy with the quality and the sufficiency of cameras within East Ren. It certainly helps us do our business, and it certainly allows us to work very closely with East Renfrewshire Council, who provide the finance for that.
Well, the last question, you've spoken about cars there. Now you're the top crop in East Renfrewshire. Is it true that you spend almost all your time out and about on your bike?
Absolutely, it's excellent. It's a really good way actually. We have a lot of police cycles, and a lot of my community officers use them, and I use them myself. It's a great way to get around, it's a really good way to engage with the public, and it's a great way to keep fit. So it ticks all the boxes for me, and yes, you're absolutely right.
Well, thanks, Superintendent Sheila. This is an unusual experience for me actually asking the questions rather than...
We can swap round if you like.
I'm going to be in trouble. I think I suggest I'd be in bother if you're interviewing me, but thanks for making time and answering my constituents' concerns and worries. I hope they're reassured by that, and there's loads of information and contact numbers that you've spoken about, and I'd encourage folk to get in touch.
Absolutely.
With those numbers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.